Guys, I just finished closing out the last episode on the RoadGlide, like minutes ago. And well, everything's fresh in my mind, and I'm ready to humble myself. I figure it's a perfect time to bring you guys this week's Tuesday morning tech tip from Pugliese Speed Shop. So if you guys are following along, which I always hope you are, last week we worked on my 2019 Harley RoadGlide Special. Denim gray because, you know, primer's finer. It's got the 114. I've had it like at least 7 years now. Got 35,000 miles on it, and I absolutely love this motorcycle. For about 3 seconds, I was thinking about getting a new RoadGlide, and then I rode this again, and I was like, Chaz, what the hell are you doing? No, I love it, guys. I think it's the perfect mixture of, you know, some of the new technology and some analog stuff, and it's been to Montana and back, it's been to Florida and back, it's been New York and back. I love it, right? So, we're watching Bubba. We'll put his deal right here. He was talking about before you go on any ride, you should wash your motorcycle. If you don't on a big ride, wash your motorcycle because you'll touch every single part of it and you'll see if something's a little bit, not right. We took his advice and I found the back brakes were just a little bit thin. You can see right there. So we shot up to Harley. We got some brake pads and let's go, because we're doing like 500 miles up through Virginia, West Virginia's big loop. Old Wade put together this badass ride, and I was ready to go. Or was I? We started working on it. We almost immediately had an issue with the caliper pin, which then stripped and then got stuck, and then we messed up some threads on the caliper, and then the threads there, we had no way of fixing them because we didn't have, nobody in this town had the right tap, so we had to wait on wait on tools for that, and well, I missed that ride, I missed another ride, because I decided to also pull the FXR apart at the same time, which you guys already knew about. So, we're going to sit down and talk about what I did wrong, how I could have done it better, and what we got to come on this bike. First disclaimer, guys, we're about to have a hell of a storm. So if you see the lights flicker at all, you'll hear thunder in the background. The trees are starting to move around. I think it's actually rain. I'm not sure. But that's what's up, and don't be alarmed. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine, all right? So the first thing I did wrong was I borderline neglected my motorcycle. I put a lot of miles on it now old Wade will be like, no, him and John put a lot of miles on it. No, they put all the miles on it. I put a lot of miles. There's a difference, okay? And so 35,000 miles. I've done brakes on it before. Actually, Harley did it. I had it in for some work when I still had a service plan on it, and they knocked it out. I said in the video I didn't blame that guy for it being messed up because I didn't think it was his fault, and then I verified it wasn't. But I started thinking to myself, and we watched it, when Bubba mentioned that, I was like, man, I ain't done brakes on this thing. And guys, 35,000 miles on a Harley, there's a lot of maintenance you're supposed to do kind of at that time frame. I think I'm about 5,000 to 10,000, maybe more, miles over doing my front fork seals. We should have done lifters, I think, at 35,000. I was doing awesome until about 20 to 25,000 miles, and then I kind of fell off. I did it is hot in here, by the way. But I got the fan turned off because I want you guys to have good audio. It's a service I provide, all right? So I don't have to. I'm just, So excuse me sweating. But here comes the rain. Rain will cool off. We're going to get back to the bike. I'm pointing at it. You can't see it. I'll show you. What do you think? Right there. You already saw it. But where was I? Guys, you see the hands on this kid? Forget about it. All right. Why are we falling? The kid might. Hold. Okay. He might edit that out. I doubt it, though. I'm just trying to roll it so I can get there and try and stay dry. So I'm going to stop. Here we go. Bike. I did the fuel filter, like 20, 25,000, all that kind of stuff. Plugs. That's all been done. But, wow, you guys hear that? I fell off. Well, I did fall off the bike, but that's another story. We've told that one. I fell off on the maintenance schedule, and that back brake was paper thin. Now you see right here. So luckily, I saw that video from Bubba. I thought about it. The bike needed washed anyways. So we got it done. I gotta see if you can even hear me. Holy shit. Yo, cats and dogs. It's slowed down, hopefully, for enough. We'll get through this. But where was I? I fell off on the maintenance. Not all of it. I actually have a lot of stuff. I've been telling you, there's a shelf over there full of parts. And with all sorts of stuff we want to do to it. A little bit of maintenance, mainly kind of some upgrades and, maybe some fall damage or whatever, repair. But I didn't want to tear into this bike until after the FXR was fixed. I wanted to have one to ride. I honestly thought this brake job was going to be a simple brake job. And it should have been. That's the worst part of the whole thing. Now that I'm looking at, here's this clip, guys. It is mangled. Can you see it? Oh, here's the camera right there. Try to get it so you can see it. There you go. Mangled, guys. Right? It's not supposed to look like that. So, how I got this pin out, man, I'm so mad at myself. I broke it loose. It wasn't really tight. It was, and it's running out okay, and then it starts binding, and I'm like, what the hell? And it just won't stop. Well, no, it would stop. It wouldn't. I ended up stripping it, right? So then it's an Allen key. The only good thing about an Allen key is you got a hole in the middle of it to start get your easy out in there. So I drill it out. I'm easy out in it, and I got it spinning and spinning and spinning, and what I was doing was ruining the threads on the caliper. And I'm pushing from behind with an awl or a punch or whatever, and I'm trying everything I can to get this thing to come out, and it's just not working. So I'm out of ideas. Apparently, I never thought to look at what I was doing. I knew there was a clip there. I thought I removed it. And the way I had it kind of move, I took the caliper off, and that didn't help because I had things twisted. And, man, it was dumb. It was day one stuff, man. So I then had this really good idea that I was so mad at this thing, I actually put, which I've advised against 100 times, I actually had tech tips on this. I had the easy out in my drill, and I just, and it was literally smoke coming out of there. And it finally popped, and I'm pushing from the back, and it finally popped off. Well, what that was this pin or this clip getting mangled and coming off, and then it came out. So then I had to file the back of the caliper to fix everything I screwed up there. Then I had to go and get this, I had to retap the caliper because the back threads were fine. It was the front that was destroyed no matter what I did. So luckily I had that new kit that Megan the kid got me for Christmas, so I could figure out exactly what everything was. Like, it's way easier using that kit, and I'll put a picture of it right here, than using like the little gauges and stuff. I mean, I know how to use them, and it's just simplicity. So I used that and found out it was a M10 1.0. I got like 2 or 3 kits here. None of them had that size. So I said, okay, I'll go to Harbor Freight in the morning. Nope. Now at that point I was already screwed for that first really cool ride because that's when they were going. They were already gone. I thought I heard somebody comment. I gotta watch. Look behind me. No, we're good. But it cooled out for about 15, 20 degrees. It's awesome. All right, so yeah, so I had to use. I knew I wasn't gonna make it, and that sucked. And that's when I sent old Wade that text, and then I went to Harbor Freight the next day. Found out none of their kits, even like the $250 Icon stuff, none of them had it. I went to Ace. I went to Lowe's. No, I didn't go to Lowe's. I hate that store. Tractor Supply. And then I was at O'Reilly, and that's what I said in the video. Guy Michael, he hooked it up, and he just would not stop looking for it. I appreciate that. I already thought to myself, I'm going to go home and get it off Amazon or something, but I didn't have to. I probably could have, and probably had the same time frame. So he got it in for, it cost me $6. All right, so if any of you guys screw up your Harley rear brake caliper, you need to retap it, let me know. I'll send it to you. It's not bad. But and that's all I need. I retapped it. Everything worked fine. And as I was putting it back together, that's when I found this clip. Actually, when I moved some things around the shop, I found this on the floor, and I was like, why is it on the floor? It's not my little magnetic thing. And I was like, huh, because I didn't remove it, and it popped off, and I found it scattered. The lesson to be learned here is no matter how simple a task, no matter how many guys, I don't know how many brake jobs I've done, take your time, take a look at the directions, watch a video, or look at your service manual. Probably look at your service manual. If you don't have one, maybe watch a video. That's what I do at work, guys, and I tell guys all the time, your tech data, you got to read your tech data, and here I am acting like a chamoke, slapping clips off of there and causing myself all sorts of work and having to buy tools. And now my buddies that see this are going to be like, this guy's an idiot. And they're right. They're 100% right. We all do dumb things. Learn from them. I won't do this again. I'll do something else stupid, and you can make fun of me for that, but I won't do this one. So if you're working on your bike or anything and you're having a hard time, stop. Take a step back and look at it. I kind of chalked it up to, because I did neglect some maintenance, that, oh, this probably got hot or it's too worn, and that's kind of what I was like, oh, that's why it's jacked up. No, it wasn't metal on metal. It was close, but yeah, so it's on me. I can't get mad at anything else except for this guy. And that's usually how it is, right? We can be our own worst enemy. We can be our best friend. So I've already been my own worst enemy. I'm going to work on being my best friend and getting some riding in. So that's what we're going to do. So we'll see all this stuff I'm talking about in the background come on this bike. So, stay tuned for that. But we're going to get some riding in. We're going to get the FXR done. You'll see that coming up whenever we've been talking about the paint. I'm really looking to see what he's going to come up with for a paint scheme. Pretty much stock looking is what I'm going for, so it's not going to be anything wild. But I like that little bit of mildness. Like, was that stock? It's kind of what we're looking at with this guy too, with the RoadGlide. Just mild upgrades and a couple little custom stuff here and there. I've been riding it for 7 years. Let's change it up a little bit and make it a little better. Maybe fix a couple little bumps and bruises she got along the way. And let's try not to cause any more, because, you got to be careful there. But, and definitely not none when we're doing maintenance. We're going to take our time and all that kind of, we're going to do a little research. So I think I've rambled long enough about how dumb I am and how this was my fault and how I shouldn't have put this stuff off in the first place. So learn from my mistakes. This way you can make new and interesting ones. Thanks for watching, guys.